Hi and welcome to Let's Talk eBay. Today is August 25th, 2019. My name is Pasini. Thank you for tuning in. I just want to start off by saying thank you to all the new subscribers who recently subscribed to my channel. It is greatly appreciated. I hope you like the content and come back for more. In today's video, I want to talk about prepping your auto with an added touch. I got my display area set up back there, so without further ado, let's jump right to it. Before I get started, I just want to talk a little about what I have, what's going on here. As you can see here, I have a steamer, a hand steamer. I got some tissue paper. I got a bag here where I'm going to put the sneakers. I got a damp cloth, just to dust them off. Before I prep this up, I'm going to steam off this here because I don't like the way this looks. Okay, and I started steaming it. Now you might say, you know what this is. This is Amazon's Prime, right? So I don't want to. Not that I'd have anything against advertising anybody else's business on here, but I don't want that on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my steamer here, and I'm going to steam this here. I'm not going to do it too long because, like I said, I'm going to kind of like speed it up a little. So just to show you what I'm talking about here, I take this steamer, and the whole purpose of doing this here, folks, is to keep the box neat, as clean as possible. I'm not saying now if you got 100 orders like this, you're not going to do this here, but for the most part, I'll tell you this. What I would be doing is if I'm going to sell sneakers that size, well, in that size range, whatever, I would have boxes made up by a company called Uline. And Uline is a very good company. They make custom boxes for you. They charge you, of course, for it. But if you're going to be one of those type of people that's going to sell a lot of these here, this type of material, these type of items, it would pay to do that there. Now, originally I was going to use a hair dryer, but I said that would be good for this here for the simple reasons the hand dryer will dry the adhesive even more. So that's why I figured try it with the steam. Okay, so I'm just going to go down here a couple times. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about, like this here. And it's going to take time to get rid of it, but it's just to clean the box up. Now, there's another way of doing this too if you don't want to do it this way here. I'm not going to do this all the time, by the way, folks. I don't get boxes like this all the time. For the most time, the recyclable boxes I get, they're usually pretty clean. You know what I'm saying? I don't have that much of a problem with it. Okay, so you give it a couple strokes with that there, and sometimes it works, and sometimes it don't. In some cases, it might even rip the box, the tape, the actual box itself might start ripping it, like so we have happening here. But I don't worry too much about that for the simple reason I'm going to use some other tape that's going to cover that up. It's a little hard to get this off. I don't know what they use, but they use something that's pretty heavy-duty adhesive, And it's just somewhat to get the box a little clean, just to clean it up a little, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying you're going to make a purpose. I'm not worried about this here. The simple reason is I could just take this off here like that there, get a little sticky with those little peeler things that'll stick a little, things that take the excess off. What do you call them? Scotty peelers. I don't have one. I don't have a Scotty peeler. But anyway, so I got that box looking pretty decent. That's what you can use if you want to clean up a box a little if you don't want all that there. I'm going to retape it, of course. I'm going to retape this here, no doubt about it. You can't leave it like this here. And sometimes when you get like that, you just clean it up like this here. Okay. Now, if you don't have a steam gun, a handheld steam gun, you could always do is just take a damp cloth really quick and just kind of let it sit on there. And just let it sit there for a little bit, not too much. I'm not worried about this. If you say you damage the box, it don't work because I'm going to have tape over there anyway. And the whole purpose of this is just to clean the box, clean this up as much as you can. Okay. The other thing I want to show you guys is I'm going to show you this too. Wouldn't it be nice to add that little special touch? Look at this. See that there? I'm going to show you how I made that. All right. That's going to be coming up. So that's why I say if you could stick around, don't turn off the video just yet, all right? Give me at least a chance to show you what I'm talking about. Let me throw this garbage out in the meantime. All right, now, what I want to do is, I'm going to use this recycle bag, okay? And you see when you get stuff like this here that's kind of like a little frayed on there, looks a little disheveled, you just want to take your scissors and clean it up a little, just cut it off, all right? Just going to do it like this here. Hope you're getting this on the camera here. Alright, just to give it a little clean up, alright? So now, and I also keep a damp cloth here. Now, you don't want to wet it too up, you just want to see it. This is shiny material. Look at the sneakers, they're kind of shiny, right? They got that shiny look on them. They've been sitting in the storage facility, so I just want to dust them up a little, just take off any little fine dust that's on there. You might give it a last minute look over, make sure there's nothing wrong with it. clean it up and dust it off. You don't want it to be too wet. If there's areas like there's cloth on here, just be careful you don't over wet it, okay? And try to do it quick, you know. This is just to take any dust off before you send them out, all right? Give it the once over, make sure everything looks copacetic, all right? So let's do this here, and we'll take it from there now, all right? So next thing will be is to bag it and put the paper around it. Okay, once you got that done here, now we're going to use this here. Sometimes people might say it's a little overkill, maybe what I'm about to do here, but you know what? Why not, you know? I'm going to wrap this up first. Take the sheet here, and I'm going to get that big. I try to be very conservative. Just going to go like this really quickly. So try to do it like that, best I can. All right, and see, hopefully it'll work. See, just wrap it up like this here. Just give it a little wrap it like that. I don't want to tape it up because if it gets hot in there, it might, you know, stick to the sneaker. So you want to just go like this, really quick with this here. This here. This here. You know, and it shows the buyer that, you know, hey, this guy, he's pretty cool. He's pretty cool the way he packs his stuff up. Now I want to see. Now the fun thing is getting in the bag. Okay. Let's put it this way here. Try to keep that in there as much as you can. That. Now, if you want, you could pin it with a little piece of tape here if you want. I think that's what I'm going to do. So let me go get some tape here. Okay. So I got my tape here, and we're going to pin it up just to keep it in there. I don't want too much. Just want to keep it like this here, so when I get it, you know, it'll look good. It keeps plus it'll keep everything in place. All right, like that. Just to keep it in there. And if you want one right across here, just to keep it again there. That. Now, there's really no need. You don't have to do this if you don't want. I do. I like to give a little air protection when it comes to that. And the box, like I said again, we have to reinforce this box because remember we took off the other one. So this is where the brown tape comes in. In fact, I get some more of this tape. I love having this tape. This is like the spackle of boxing. The reason I'm saying it is because it masks problems sometimes. You know what I'm saying? All right. So let's go over here first. Let's get this part. I'm going to squeeze this together like this. All right. And you don't always want to do this, but just to give a little air protection. And plus, it covers up the excess stuff there. Because we use it from the other box. Now, there's another way I usually do it. Oh, I only get one across the middle here. There's another way I usually do it too. If I want to avoid all that, I could have left it like that. And what I would do is just separate the inside over here and reverse the box, and this whole thing will be nice and clean outside. But for all intents and purposes, we're not going to do that. Okay, now let me get the paperwork here. I always like to include in there, with the item itself, the packet slip. Very important. I'm going to put the packet slip in here. You can see it fits perfect. Look at that. Right? I put the packet slip in here, and that little edge touch, I'm going to put this in there as well. Okay, put it right in here, leave it like that, and now we'll set this up. This, sometimes I like to do it like this first just to get it squared away here. And when I was telling you about the box, how it's damaged, because I pulled up the tape on here, that's why I like this craft tape, not craft tape, but this brown tape here. This is the reason I'm doing a small piece like this. It gives me a little light, just to help me out here. This. I'm not going to leave it like that though. Let's try it. Alright, now I'll put this with this. This. That's it. Alright. I don't need to put fragile handle with care. I don't need to do anything additional with this here because this ain't going nowhere. But I do want to give it one more. Well, actually, that should be good. Alright, we don't need it too much. Alright, so this box is all ready to go. Now, the other thing I want to do in regards to advertising, another little added feature is I printed these labels here, and I can show you how I do that as well. Okay? And this is, for me, I want to advertise my business. Now I'm going to leave a little space here because this might go out priority mail. So I'm going to leave a little space here. I always like to go up. I have enough room here. I don't have, like I said again, I don't have to put fragile handle, okay, there's sneakers, there's nothing damaged in there. But I'm going to put this here as my own advertisement. As you can see, it says Shop RJ Pasini for great deals on eBay. Just a little added feature, a little added touch to it to shipping this out. Okay, and I will then print up the address of where it's going to go, and then we'll send it off. I'll show you how the package came out. But in the meantime, I want to show you how I printed up that card there. And I think you guys are going to, you may want to, right? You may want to do it. You may not, I don't know. But for me, I don't mind doing it. Okay, let's get that over there. All right, so I'm going to pause my camera, and I'm going to go back to the computer, and I'm going to show you how I got this guy all prepped up, ready to go. Okay, the first thing you need to do before you get started is open up a Google search engine and type in eBay thank you note template. When you open that window up, you're going to see an array of them. There's quite a few of them here to pick and choose from. I went with this one here. So I clicked it on, and I like the way I read it first to make sure it's something I want to give to my customers. And I said, this seems like the one I want. Thank you for your purchase on eBay. You could also get the ones where you got to play around with it a little. I didn't get a chance to check it out. They have them over here too, where you can get the ones where you could put your name in there. Right over here, for example. See here? So you could put your username here. So like if you printed this one out, this one's a little more. Let's click it open and see what it's all about. It goes on to say thank you for your purchase from us, and they got item as described, 5 stars, and so on and so forth. You can see here, and then you could put your business name here, your eBay user ID. But for all intents and purposes, we're going to stick with this one here. So what I did was I went over here, I saved the image as. I already saved it, so I'm not going to save it again. Once you get the image, your preferred image you want, then you're going to save it, and you're going to go to, now I'm using Microsoft Publisher 2002. Okay, now if you have Microsoft Publisher 2002 or a different publishing software, you could use that as well. All right, so when you open up Microsoft Publisher, you're going to see here the start from a design. We're going to click on business cards. I clicked out the first one here. I picked this one here because it doesn't matter. We're going to clear it out. Now it gets a little tricky when you're doing it this way here. Now I'll give you an example. When I try putting the picture in here, first of all, I want to comment this stuff out. But here's what happens when you comment it out. Check this out now. We'll see if it's going to work. It probably won't, but I'm going to comment all this out. I'm going to cut all this stuff out here, right? And this is the problem I had. I had to play around with it for a while, guys. So it takes a little time. So if you could stick around, please do. You'll get the gist of it after a while, hopefully. We don't need the logo, and we get rid of this here. These are just fictitious numbers here, and we're going to cut this out. Now you got this circle here. You got this window here. Now, when you insert the item here, the picture, I'm going to go over here. You got from clipart, from file. You're going to go to your file, and I already have it in eBay picture folder. I'm going to click it on here, and now it comes out big. Now, here's the thing. When I was looking at this, I thought, oh, this is crazy. Look at the size of this thing. But for the most part, you want to do is, what threw me off was, after I cleaned it out, I went over here just to see what it looks like. I said, well, maybe it's got to be that big. That's how it's got to be when it comes out to printing. So what you want to do is you want it landscape, of course, and you want to look at it in a multiple print format, right? So when you go over here to File, hit the print view, and you're going to see it comes out crazy like this here. You see, it's all out, the word's not there, things are cut off. Okay, so you say, okay, I had to play around and said, okay, there's got to be something right here. I got to do something right. I got to play around with this. So I scrolled it all the way down to the bottom, and I moved it over. And here's the little point here, the resize point. So you're going to resize it, right? You got to resize it, and it's going to take a little time to get used to it. But here's the thing. If you don't resize it properly and you don't have that box to do it in, it's going to be a problem. So make sure you stay within that box there, because that's what's going to make all be the determining factor. So you're going to do is, and again, this is if you're playing. This is what you're playing. This is if you're doing it in what do you call it there? Microsoft Publisher 2002. Okay. So what you want to do is, you know what it reminds you of? Canva. You know Canva, where you got to resize it and put it in that window in order to do your thumbnails or your banners for your YouTube channel. Basically the same thing. This is a template for that basically, right? So now once you get in here, you're going to move it in here, and as long as you stay in this box, you could adjust it, right? Okay, you can make it as, well, not, you don't want to go past the line here because then it might create a problem. Make sure you got the equal space all the way around. So you can move it around, you can resize it over here, and you can see, you got to play around with it for a little, like that. And make sure the sides are even, top, margins, everything's all lined up, right? Now, once you do that, okay, you're going to go check it out again. This stays the same, landscape, multiple. You're going to go to print preview, and you can look at it again. Now it looks normal. Normally, on these sheets here, they have the size. It'll say Avery 8871 inkjet clean edge business cards. All right, back in the day, you would type that information in to get this format. Okay, so what I would do before I waste my paper, my cardstock, what I would do is I print out a sheet, not in color, of course. Matter of fact, I gotta make sure my color printer's off here because I don't want to do it just yet. It's still on it? Okay, it's still on, I guess. All right, we'll leave it on. It doesn't matter if I print another one out. So what I would do is, let me just close this out for a second here because I want to make sure it's not printing in color. Although it wouldn't be the worst thing. So I'm going to click on my print button here. Let's see. Print, right? I don't want this to print right away. I want to get this window. You want to, because I got two printers. I got the laser printer, and I also have a HP laser printer P2055DN, and that's the one I want to test it out on, right? So I'm going to print it over here, and it's going to come out black and white. This is just to give you an idea of the format. Oh, I got to turn it on. It would help if I turn the printer on. Now it's going to have that little error there. Bear with me for 1 second. You could hear it going in the background. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I was ill-prepared. I'm sorry. Let's see now here. Let me just make sure it's in there. It's probably in the print queue, no doubt. Here we go. Let's see. Let's see if I could open up. There we go. All right. Now, I don't want two. I don't want the publication 3 in here. I only want the... Let me clear this out. Let me cancel both of us. I don't know what that other one is. Let me get rid of this one here. That's the transaction details. I don't need that. No, I don't need that one here. Okay, let me start from scratch again over here. Let me just go over here and hit the print. And we already have it set for that one. Let's check it out. Okay. It should print any second, I hope. I know, a lot of people might say, well, you're wasting, you're wasting paper here, but no, it's okay. I don't mind because you want to get the, make sure this is going to print properly. Okay. So in a minute, I'm just going to show you how it comes out like this here. All right. And I'm gonna bump out of the screen really quick here, and I'm gonna show you. And I'm gonna come back in here again. Let me just show you really quick, folks. All right. So now this is how it looks. I'm gonna have to keep the screen open like this so my background won't get messed up. That's how it's gonna look on the black and white. Now I'm not gonna throw this out. I'm gonna cut this here and do just like I do with these other sheets here, these little ones. So it's not a waste. People might say waste of paper. And in regards to the ink on the other one, the cardstock. This is the one I was talking about. This is the one you can see. It says over here. See, it says Avery. Look at that. Can you see that, guys? So it says Avery 8371. Okay. Now, this is the one I picked up a while back. I was printing out my own business cards back then. This is the one you want. It's and the sheets come out like this. How many more sheets I have? I don't want to waste these because I might want to print out some other stuff. I try to use everything sparingly. I still have a couple more sheets. This is how it comes out. Okay, and it's on a sticky background. So, for example, where is that sheet? When you print the cards out, let's stick it to this already. It's not like a real tacky thing, but it prints like let's see here. I'll just show you. I'll just give you an example how it prints, how it looks, and then of course it goes down the scale here. Okay, so when you're printing it out, it'll look like that. Of course, goes down the whole sheet of the paper, right? And then basically you just peel it off. It's a very sticky back, and you just peel it off. Goes through your printer. That's it. You peel it off. Okay. Now you can get this here. Oops, I hit my mic. I'm sorry, guys. You can get this cardstock here. I don't think I'm gonna print out any more color ones right now. I'm gonna leave it off right now because I think you guys got the gist of it. I don't want to keep wasting this because I don't remember what I paid for it back then. It's old cardstock, to be honest with you. But that's how it would come out. But my suggestion is, folks, if you're going to do this here, print it out on black and white. Use your laser printer. Don't use the color. This thing's tacky all over the place. It's sticking on my arms. Print it out like this here on a black and white copy. Okay? And you don't have to throw it out, because most likely people say, yeah, but you go through the trouble printing these cards out. The buyer gets it. Most likely the buyer may throw it out. It may, but they probably will. Me personally, if I bought something off a person who was a repeat buyer, I would probably keep the card. I would hold on to it. I'm going to shut my printers off in the meantime. There's no sense of keeping them on, burning electricity. Yeah, but that's how it would come out. And the card stock, like I said again, the stuff that you're looking for. As a matter of fact, I want to keep this just as a reminder, even though it's used. I'm going to put it back in here in a case, back in this case, the sleeve, I should say. And it's got the arrows in there. I had the orientation where you print it in, like where to slide in. With this here, on my printer, I have an HP 7520 all-in-one inkjet printer. It's always bottom face down, because my printer prints this way. It prints this way, remember that. So on mine it's face down. There may be printers, I think all of them would be standard like that. So make sure you do it the right way. Just make sure you got the page or else, well, it's going to print. What happened is it'll print on the back. You'll waste all that color ink. So I mean, that's the worst case scenario. And like I said again, now if you're going to buy this stuff, you could probably get this off of eBay, of course. This cardstock here, inkjet, clean edge business here. No perforations, which is nice. I like it. Just peel and it comes right off. You've seen how easy it was. All right. That's the only thing you got to do, folks. And again, like I said, it's a good little touch. It's a nice little added feature to your listings here, and I think it'll help out. I don't know. It just, to me, it kind of like shows the buyer, hey, thanks for shopping with me and stuff like that. And I think it's a good thing. I don't find anything wrong with it. Just remember when you're doing that there, if you are using Microsoft Front Page 2 Publisher, Microsoft Publisher, yeah, 2002, that's what I'm using. I bought all that software, so that's licensed software to me. They may have other publication software, or I would say we call it business software like that, where you could use. I don't know. You could probably do this in Word too. The only thing with Word is you're going to have to key in. I think, if I'm not mistaken, with Word, I believe you can do it, but you got to key in that number. So what is it, 8371, whatever? You'd have to key that in there in order to get the format to work properly. But this one here, I like it. I like with Publisher because you click on business cards, you clear out all that stuff in there, and once you do that there, it's automatically set like that. I didn't have to do any adjustments. The only adjustments you got to do is when you're doing the printing itself, before you print it, do the print preview. Make sure all the margins line up. Make sure it's not too much to the side, to the left, to the right, too much to the top, you're cutting things off. Make sure you always do your print preview, okay? And like I said again, you can get this cardstock here, inkjet, whatever, or they may have different. That's probably doing. That's old. I also have too. Let's see what else I can share with you guys here. I have quite a other things here too. I have a bunch of them over here. Let's see here. This one here is for iron-on transfers. Now, one day I want to show you how I'm going to do that one day. That's going to be. I haven't done it in a while. There was a program I used. I can't think of the name of it. It was a T-shirt design program, and to make your own T-shirts. And I did make my own. If I find out the one it is, I'll let you know. I'll let you know. But yeah, this one here is from HP. It's HP iron-on transfers. I did a transfer, and the thing is still holding up. Believe it or not. I bleach. I throw it in there. It was a white T-shirt, and it had a business name on there. And I was doing it as a goof, just to check it out. And I throw it in with bleach and stuff like that. The colors are still the same, vibrant colors. The thing is with the iron-on transfers, it's this is how it looks. It's like a very bland paper here. That's it. Wait, is this the one? I want to make sure I get the right one here. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'll make sure I got the right transfer here. I think that is it. That is a transfer sheet. Okay. Yeah, it's like a matte finish, right? And what you do is they even have the instructions on there after you do it. I did it with an iron. So they have the instructions here. Okay. And what you do is, again, when this here, it doesn't matter because it doesn't have any orientation. Again, with my HP printer, I have to always face it down so it prints this way. And then once you get it, like I said, this was a matte finish. All right, and again, they got the little instruction on here, and you do is you keep it hot and stuff like that. Make sure I always had it on the steam. I think they want you to use the steam on it, so you got to look. I got the instruction there somewhere on how to do this. And I'll be honest with you, like I said, I bleached that shirt. I was testing it out. Yeah, I mean it's okay. I don't use it anymore. It's just now it was a test sheet, just to see how it works. I mean I still wear the T-shirt around, but it works good. And the thing is, because I don't have that program anymore. You got to make sure that when you do it, you reverse the image. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, if you're printing something like in a natural format, make sure you reverse it, because it's got to be reversed image. Okay, so when you put it on there, iron it on there, you're gonna ruin that sheet. I don't remember what I paid for these iron-on transfers, but again, you don't want to waste. The key thing is, after you get your design set up, they have a T-shirt designed template, I think, where you can just get an idea of how it's going to be, how big it's going to be on there on the shirt. You can use that template. You could copy an image on there, okay, and you could put that image. I'll go through this another time. Right now, I don't know if I'll be able to do it sometime today or whatever, but I will definitely show you how I create a T-shirt like that. We're going to do it step by step, and you'll walk it through it. I'll show you how. I'll even use the iron and stuff like that. It may take a little time, a little time to do it. Now, you might say, well, would you be doing that for a business? If you're going to do a T-shirt, if you're going to go into a T-shirt business, if you're going to do that there for yourself, my suggestion, if you have the money or you can borrow it, whatever, buy yourself one of those machines with the presses. And there's a wholesale guy that I know of, that he will sell you the T-shirts in quantity, and it depends if you want to go into a T-shirt business like that, or you could just go to Teespring and have them make it up for you. And I don't know how much they charge. In some cases, depending on the quality of the cotton, whatever it is, if it's the thick stuff there, it might be $7 a T-shirt. I don't know. They have all different prices. For me, for starters, you know me, Mr. Frugal Entrepreneur here, I always go for the cheap stuff first. Okay, that's what I do. I go for this cheap stuff. That's how I do things. I mean, because the reason why I do things on the cheap is I want to get a feel of especially if I'm going through a company. Like I said, I'm sure the Teespring, I'm sure is a very good company. That you see a lot of the YouTube guys on there that have that do sell T-shirts. They do use Teespring. I see they said Teespring, whatever. And I don't know if they. I think I was toying around with the idea of having a T-shirt made up. I have some ideas and some wording I want to put in there. And I wanted to check it out, so I went to Teespring's website. And again, the prices were variable. They all varied. And I don't know if it's quantity. You could just buy one or two or whatever. But my suggestion, if you're going to get into a T-shirt, or if you business, whatever, and you're going to have them printed up, I don't know if they work like Amazon merch, where you send your designs in, they print it, and they send it out. I don't know if that's how Teespring works. Okay, I don't know, but you could always get a sample from them, give them a design and see how it comes out, let them mail it, ship it back to you and see, if you like the quality, whatever. But if you're going to do your own business on that, like let's say you're going to exclude Teespring, whatever, and you feel like, well, this is the business I want to go into, that's fine. You might want to invest in one of those T-shirt presses, because this way it spreads it out right. And the most important thing, I found out when I did my own, make sure it's really flat surface. Don't use any cloth. Well, you could use a cloth if it's a table, you don't want to burn it. But I think my personal take is, do it on a flat board and make sure the shirt's flat. You could also put like maybe a piece of cardboard to keep the shirt spread out, right? And then when you're pressing down hard on it, don't keep it on too long, because then you'll end up burning the transfer. The one I did though, honestly, it came out really good. I have to honestly say. But again, the biggest thing is the most important thing in creating, if you're going to do it on your own. Make sure you reverse the image. That's all I'm saying. That's my key takeaway from it, because if you're going to print it out and you're using heat transfer paper, iron-on transfer paper, I don't know what I paid for this back then. It might, you don't want to waste it either. It's like, oh, geez, my thing is backwards, unless you want it to purposely be backwards. I wouldn't do that. But yeah, I got some here, and I will walk through it that one of these days I'll do that there. When I got some more free time, I'll show you what I got. I'll show you how it's done, and we'll take it from there. I'm trying to see what other stuff I got here. I have quite a bit of things here. It's like I saved because I was really getting into it back in the day, and I was kind of still into it. Here's my labels for 1,000 labels, whatever. You know, you could do the 1,000 label thing here. Those are the peel and stick. But see, this is good. These type of labels, this type of thing here is good if you're going to do a mass mailing, or I don't know. Let's say you send out a lot of advertisements. You're doing a mailing list or whatever, and you want to print out multiple sheets. That's what this is good for, these little ones here. Okay, the laser labels. I got that. I also have photo paper here. Yeah, I got the photo paper. I put some wording on here, not to discard, because I got to pitch my doors. I got the yeah, it's HP Premium Plus Glossy. Yeah, photo paper glossy. You can get it like that as well, you know. So I got that in there, and again, I got the business card stock one here. But I kept these here, like I said, and I'm going to be using them as time goes on. But in regards to the little card, the thank you card, it doesn't hurt. And if you don't want to print them out on a card stock, let's say, well, I'm not going to buy the card stock because it's not going to be cheap. I can tell you that. I know it wasn't that cheap when I bought it. But if you don't, and you've got a color printer, you can still print these in color versus black and white, you know, if you want to do that as well. The only thing is, though, is cutting them, you know. You got to sit there and with a scissor. But, you know, that's what I'm going to do with these. I'm not going to throw these out. I'm going to cut them with the scissor, cut them all out individually, and I'm going to add it to the pile I have here, and I'm going to use them. And what's the worst that can happen? You know, I mean, I don't see at that point, if they did throw it out, I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? It's a piece of paper, it's on a laser. Ink is a lot cheaper than the color ink, you know, the toner anyway. So I don't mind. Enjoy your rest of the weekend. I wish you all the best in sales. And until next time, bye-bye now.